And you remember in the background. Carol's a nice lady as well. Jalise is a lovely lady. Let's see, I've got Jalise. I've got Anna Conley, who's Viv Graham's partner. God rest his soul. Poor Viv. The bastard who killed him. Horrible, dirty scumbags. Shooting the man because he was stopping them coming in the club selling drugs. What a piece of shit, eh? What's if someone comes in and said, oh, you can't come in and say, you can't fucking shoot just because he's stopped. It's his job. He's doing that as a job. That's his job. He gets paid to stop selling drugs in the club. It was mainly like crack and coke and all that. He was stopping all that coming in the clubs. And because he stopped them doing it, they killed him. Fucking animals. They were scared of him. They tried to get me to fight him. It was all lies. I go stuff to fight him. I got there and he wasn't even there when I got there. It was all made up. They thought if they're sitting out in there, Brian's to fight with him, we don't have to pay any money. We're trying to make this big massive thing for 20 grand for me and him. And when I got there, I spoke to 4 or 5 of the dog and went, no, they're fucking like, they're scumbags, them, you know, you're with. The dogman and you, the dogman, they're conning you, Brian. They're trying to get you and Viv to fight. They did the same with Lee Duffy. Said Lee was saying all these things about Lee was saying things about Viv. He answered for it all, and then it was all the same thing. They were telling Duffy that Viv's calling you all these names. And Viv never called him a word. It was all made up. We've only found out recently, since I got to spoke to people that I knew. I was getting told off. That's why I switched from them, because they were my friends at the time. And I'm calling back, Paddy, you've been about all this shit. So when I went to that do, at the do that we're at, I said, is he really touch and touch me? No, and he said, no. He said, we've only done that. We only made that video up and put it in his computer and let them run with it. And what do you mean? So he hasn't been so long the kids' images and all that. They went, no. But they started laughing at it. And that fucking riff, stinky cunt, they started laughing. I went, you're telling me all this time and I've been going on? Make me a fool. And then I had it going. I said, Paddy, look, behind the screen, I went, I've just been found out, mate. I said, I really feel so embarrassed. I said, the truth is, it's all shit. I said, so I told him the story, what happened. He went, just forget it, right? I said, we've been friends for a year anyway now. He said, so at the end of the day, that's what they are, this fucking vermin. He said, they've been conning you, lead up for all the people for years. He said, so when I spoke to him, he went, oh yeah, we done it. He said, nah. He said, I made I said, well, how did Paddy get arrested? He said, well, I made a 5-page statement against him. He said, but when I went to court, what happened, Paddy went to court, he was in the courts, and his solicitor come in and read out Paddy's, you know, when you get your indictments and all your stuff, read out Paddy's son and said, Mr. Conroy at no time has ever been arrested or questioned over any sexual allegations in his life. Never been arrested, and I read it out again. He's never been arrested or charged or asked about these sexual allegations in his life. It's only come forth to this. It's only come forth to now. And then I said to Stephen, what did you do? He went, oh, I had to get the fuck out of the building. He said, because I would have had to put my hand on the Bible, swear, and I got done for fucking preventing the cause of justice. So all that time he lied to me. When we were at the do, when they were doing the do and everything, and they just sat at the table then, and said, oh, he hasn't done that, and they were going hee laughing at the table, and I just walked out. I walked out of the fucking club. I walked out, I said, we're going to have to go, you know. I told her, I can't think you're joking me. And she heard it, she said, I heard them saying it. He said, but poor Paddy was getting the blame. They let it all run, all the shit, you know, the humbles, all them scumbags, all they do it, all ganging up as a gang against poor Paddy. Never done fuck all. I felt awful. I still feel awful to this day. Because I believed them, because I'd known them as we thought them my friends. I'd never seen for 30 odd years. Oh, we'll get you in a film and that. I thought, oh, because they were bad and because they were poor. That's when they come on, like Klingons, knowing you're bad and things. And he goes back, we'll look after you, don't we? Nobody's got a body and all that shit. And that's when they said, oh, he never had loads of kiddie stuff for his thing. There was just one on it, and we just let it run. He said, and then we just started putting messages out. And then he said, I made the 5-page statement, but then I just withdrew it later on. He said, but he still said, let's get the fuck out of here. We're going to get, if he calls you back in now, because he hadn't put his hand on the Bible and said, look, oh, blah, 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 blah. But he said that no, and not once has he ever been arrested or questioned or anything whatsoever to do with sexual allegations against, say, kids. And I don't know the exact words what was said, but he was telling me like virtually he'd never been done for it. I said, so he has never been arrested for it. He said, no, we just let them run with it. Okay, couldn't believe it. Absolutely gutted me and Emma. But then I told Paddy, it took me about 3 weeks to build up the courage to tell him, so I felt embarrassed, you know, and you're going to tell somebody the truth, and then you think, because they're the ones that tell the truth, and you can't do that. As soon as you find out the truth about someone and you're wrong, you've got to just put your hand up and say, look, I said, mate, I'm a Christian, you know that now, Paddy. And I told him he was over the moon, like, he was over the moon. He says, yeah, thanks, Brian, thanks so much. But that's what they've done, dirty bastard, pretending he'd done it, made a 5-page statement that was all made up lies. So then that's why he couldn't go into court for the statement. That's what he told me, that I couldn't go into court with the statement, because if I went in, I'd have to swear on the Bible. I'd have to swear in the Bible, the case would be on. I'd have got jailed, I'd have got done, I'd probably got contempt of court, or that's what they were going to charge him, contempt of court, or then it would have went to try to prevent the course of justice. He could have got 3 or 4 years for it. So he said, let's get the fuck out of here, and here they went. Went out of the courtroom, ran down the passageway, and he said, we jumped in the car and fucked off. Even that couldn't, the one who writes the books, the baldy bastard. And he knew, because when Emma and Cockerill talked to him, Cockerill said, I know for a fact Paddy's never ever been anything to do with any kids or anything, that's all made up. And he went, oh yeah, I know, that the other one. He went to Hillgang, one who writes the books for them. He turned around and said, oh yeah, I know. He said, they were just lying to me. I know they've just been lying to me. I think he said something like that. They've got the recording still of them talking about it. So the lies, so he kept that for Paddy. And Cockerill said, Lee Duffy would never have went anywhere near him because he hated the pedos. He said he wouldn't have done that with him, and he loved Paddy. And he said, if there was ever a war or any trouble, I'd always be on Paddy's side. The Conroy, he never said Paddy's side, he said the Conroy side. And that's the God's honest truth, honest to God. But that doing that to him, he couldn't do that to your worst fucking enemy. It's fucking disgusting. Poor Paddy, and he was in all them fucking jails and all them shit and everything. Do you know what I mean? All that fucking shit. Imagine having that and you fucking, all that shit coming to you fucking cell and people calling you names for things you haven't even done. And them horrible dirty bastards doing that, pretending that he was a fucking nonce him off. Fucking scum. Could have been killed or anything. You get people in a place who just look at people who are nonsense and just attack them and stab them and fucking kill them. Paddy could have been killed at any time. So them lying. And I went, what do you mean you just made it up? He said, we made it up. And they started laughing like a little fucking horrible troll, like laughing. And I went, I can't believe you fucking told me lies. He said, no. He said, he is one anyway. I said, well, you've just said he is, and now you said he is. He said, well, I only did it to fucking give him fucking like trauma type of thing. I can't remember the words I said, but it was like to give him all the fucking all the grief. That was it, all the grief. So he's getting all that grief and fuck all. Right guys, I'm going to show, so I'm absolutely fucking knackered tonight. I'm watching a bit of telly. I love you all. I hope you're alright. Remember, be good to each other.
John, it's me, David Haslow. I just wanted to say I'm really